where in the conference they're #1 with 21. So they need more spacing to be able to move away from the very stifling defense of Ginebra.
So tignan natin kung papasay ang San Miguel Beer sa Dean's List. And now, let's go to the Barangay Ginebra side for their Dean's List.
Well, you know that they're undersized. San Miguel, as I said earlier, a major size advantage, so they need to be able to compensate with hustle. Effort means hustle, and that's all Coach Joseph Vichico is asking from the Kings. They need to disrupt the rotation of San Miguel, meaning to say, you know that San Miguel has a very structured rotation system. If they can disrupt that by getting some key players into foul trouble, also providing the mismatches, then they've got a good chance of winning this game. Number 2, outside artillery. Well, game number 2, you saw how outside shooting is so crucial in the offensive game of Barangay Ginebra. And finally, creating foul trouble, meaning to say they got to be more aggressive in going to the rim. They can't settle for those outside shots. They need to be able to get San Miguel to commit themselves defensively and perhaps getting into early foul trouble.
Well, we are minutes away from opening tip-off, and this is what it's all about. It's do or die, sudden death Sunday. The Barangay Ginebra Kings going up against the San Miguel Beermen. Coming up next. Just about ready for the starting lineups here at the Cuneta Astrodome with Kenito Henson. I'm Jude Torquato, and welcome to game number 3. The loser goes home. The winner goes on to face the Talk and Text Tropang Texters for the semifinals of the KFC PBA Philippine Cup.
Interesting, Jude, what Patricia mentioned earlier, that Joseph Vichico has never won a playoff series against Shot Tankinsen. But Vichico, of course, with a lot more championships under his belt than Tankinsen. Vichico with 8 championships, and Shot Tankinsen with 2. But Tankinsen has never won a championship in San Miguel. Both titles came with Barangay Ginebra.
Jersey number 30, Major and forward, jersey number 71,
You saw him on your screens there. JJ Helterbrand actually went all the way to Coach Shot Tankinsen, his former coach. There's the starting lineups for both squads. Barangay Ginebra with Helterbrand, Artadi, Menk, Tubid, and Wilson to start it off. And the San Miguel Beermen, who are just about to be announced by our PA announcer. Olsen Marcela will start off at point guard. Hontiveros, the hot shot from Cebu, who has definitely heated up in the first 2 games, starts at the 2 guard. Dorian Peña at center. Tugade and Washington round off the first 5 for Coach Shot Tankinsen.
Absolutely no changes in the starting lineups of both teams since the start of the quarterfinals. I think the changes will be in the rotation coming off the bench, and that's very, very important in this game.
So the coaches, you saw Shot Tankinsen earlier. You see Joseph Vichico. Both are very close. In fact, Tankinsen was under Vichico when he first started off as an assistant coach.
Well, this is a battle between the mentor and the student. And they conspired for a lot of championships with San Miguel. And then they've since moved their separate ways. Again, Ginebra answering the bell here with 3 guards in the lineup. Actually 4 if you were to count Willie Wilson. He also plays a lot of guard in that spot.
First possession to Barangay Ginebra. Artadi missing the layup. And JJ Helterbrand with a follow. Ginebra draws first blood. First possession for the Beermen. Peña inside, kicks it out to the corner. Olsen Racela gets a screen, back to Washington. Washington double teamed by Artadi. Racela open for the field goal. He ties it up.
Well, great job of Barangay Ginebra to take away the pick and roll of Jay Washington. But Olsen Racela was up to the task. You know, making the extra pass and reading the defense is going to be very, very crucial here. And San Miguel did a very good job of finding the open man.
Well, there's the pass by JJ Helterbrand. Artadi missing the 3. He hit a couple in game number 2 while being left wide open. Hontiveros loses control. Helterbrand has it, gives it to Tubid in the middle, floats in the air, long on the jumper. They kick it ahead. This is Tugade. Less than 2 minutes gone by. Dorian Peña double team, forces up the shot, nothing there.
Well, the entry pass was there, but Dorian Peña, he was bottled up inside.
And I think Ginebra recognizes the strength of San Miguel inside, and they have been double teaming Peña right away. Tubid back to Eric Menk. He spins, lost the ball, but the reach-in foul will be called on Peña.
A very tense atmosphere here at the Cuneta Astrodome, and it looks like we've got a packed house.
Well, this is really the most number of people I've seen in Cuneta in a long, long while, Quinito. I mean, they certainly have been looking forward to this sudden death matchup, and they have come in droves. Cross court to Artadi, out to Tubid, left-handed drive, picked up by Hontiveros, and a 24-second shot clock. So the violation is a turnover for Barangay Ginebra.
You know, that's a problem when you're a Barangay Ginebra, you want to slow down the pace. Sometimes when you're trying to kill as much of the shot clock as possible and take the shot at the last possible second, the defense is able to clamp down on you.
A foul by Paul Artadi against Olsen Rosella. He was able to tip the ball in the backcourt.
And Drew, the reason why we mentioned that is because we all know that Barangay Ginebra likes to keep the score slow. They need to slow down the pace.
A miscommunication there.
The end. Yes, a miscommunication and turnovers. That's number 2 now for San Miguel. That has been a major problem for San Miguel in the series.
Well, this is
their
the
turnovers.
first season of Jay Washington with San Miguel, so I don't think he is 100% comfortable with everything that they're running, although of course he's got a few games under his belt. His Paul Artadi runs into Dorian Peña as JJ Helterbrand's first three-point attempt is off the mark. Tugade, inside he goes to Washington, tipped away by Wilson.
The good idea there of Jay Washington posting up against Willie Wilson because he's got a size advantage. Now with San Miguel, they've got 2 players who can post up. JJ Helterbrand, one of our 2 hot seat players of the game. Best player of the West Conference last time out.
There's a turnover. They give it to Artadi, bouncing it to Helterbrand for his second field goal. So Rosella runs into Wilson, who will be called for the personal foul.
Now, Coach Joseph Vichico didn't like that call. I mean, he would have wanted Wilson to give up the fouls on the big men and not on Olsen Rosella.
Look at that, 3 or 4 red shirts on the fast break. Only a couple of white shirts back on defense off the steal.
And that's what you call hustle. We talked about effort, and you talked about the defense of Barangay Ginebra.
You know, Jay Wash, we talked about JJ Helterbrand having a difficult time in this series compared to his regular season. Jay Washington has been below his averages. Helterbrand in and out on the attempt, but hey, look at this. This is a flagrant foul on Olsen Rosella.
And 2 3-point attempts in that sequence for Barangay Ginebra. We got to take a look at that again. That foul against Olsen Rosella on the attempt.
Well, there are a couple of situations as to why they would call a flagrant. The one is if you put your foot underneath the shooter.
And by the way, that would be an automatic ejection if you do.
Well, I think that was the call. They're claiming that Olsen Rosella, I think he tried to avoid the landing area of JJ Helterbrand, actually. And they're reviewing the tape right now. I don't think they're going to kick him out here. I think that there was no intent whatsoever, and I don't even think he landed in the plane where Helterbrand landed as well. In fact, he tried to avoid it, although
he's out of the game.
He's out of the game.
Olsen Rosella has been ejected. Now you remember that game of Barangay Ginebra. I think it might be.
Well, Olsen is
San
livid
Miguel.
here. Olsen is livid.
You know, Artadi was suspended, or rather was ejected on the same violation. When he put his foot in between the shooter, and upon landing, There was
Well, here's that play. You know, it seemed to me that Olsen was actually trying to avoid, after he tried challenging, he looked at his foot, and I tried to avoid the landing area. Well, you can't see it there.